Hi, welcome back to another review on the MIGHTYMAX Doom Zone series. Now, Egyptology is one of my hobbies. I've always been intrigued by the history and the architecture of ancient Egypt. It has a lot of layers and mystery to it. And one Doom Zone set in particular that has a lot of layers and uniqueness is the Palace of Poison. Now, this is truly a 90s gem. It utilizes a lot of ancient Egyptian mythology, combined with elements of the film Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's very creepy, but at the same time fascinating. This one is called MIGHTYMAX Conquers the Palace of Poison. Now, the exterior is a snake that is nicely curled up. It has this nice brown color and some very nice patterns, giving it this desert-like feel. The eyes really stand out. It's like a weird stick looking at you, all weird. As for the opening on this, unlike the other sets, this one has two hatchets. You open up from the head section first, and we see some tools, indicating an archaeological dig site. Then we open up this section, and we see an ancient Egyptian palace. Now you can see that this place is infested with snakes, and you do have two high points in this set. You got the Pharaoh's tomb, and on the other side you have the snake tower. Now we have three characters in this set. We have Max, this time with his hat being blue. We have a giant black scorpion. He is the guardian of the bottom floor. In a way, he kind of reminds me of those giant scorpions from the old Clash of the Titans film. And as for the main villain, that is King Venom. He is the mummy, or in other words, the living dead. He's technically the owner of the place, and he carries a horrible curse with him. His design's pretty nice. He has a golden headpiece, and he carries a small golden scepter. The artwork on the bottom section has a pretty cool visual. You got these sandstone type bricks for the flooring, covered with a lot of snakes, implying that the place is very hazardous. You get quite a few skeletons, probably the remains of fallen servants or slaves. And on the east section of the floor, we have a chest with a golden cat on it. When you open up the chest, instead of gold, you get a human skull. And on the upper section, you get more skulls embedded onto the walls. There's a nice transition of colour from the sandstone type flooring all the way to the mud brick of the upper section. There's some nice details with all the ancient Egyptian writing. And on the left side, we have the pharaoh's coffin. The design of the coffin's pretty cool and the gold really stands out. And when you open up this door, this is where the mummy comes out. Yeah, that's pretty cool. On the highest point, we have the statue of an Egyptian god. It appears to be the statue of Anubis, the god of death. And to the left side of the highest point, we have a dark chain, which you pull out from the middle section. And on the opposite side, which is the snake tower, we pull down the tower's jaw, and we see a treasure chamber and a cobra. Now with the black plastic chain, you hook the end piece on the hole of the jaw of the snake tower. Yeah. This creates a connection line, so this is how you get from point A to point B. Simple quantum physics. Now this chain was actually utilized in the comic strip. Now it's a pretty interesting story. The way it goes is that Max has been teleported into this ancient palace, and the writing of Golden Future is seen on the wall. He encounters the giant scorpion and fights it off with a torch. He opens the chest with the golden cat, hoping to see gold, but instead he gets more bones. So this forces Max to explore more of the area. He decides to climb up one of the walls as he sees something shining. He then encounters the mummy, King Venom. He outmaneuvers him, causing the mummy to fall. He gets to the top. He sees on the opposite side the snake tower, which has now opened its mouth, so he throws a chain, hooking the end piece onto the snake's jaw. He climbs his way to the other side to get to the gold, and he gets one gold piece as a present for his mum. It's around this time the jaws of the tower starts closing, and another portal is ready, so he has to get started on another adventure. Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happens in this. Anyway, this set inspired one of the episodes for the cartoon series. Snakes and Ladies, that's what it's called. In this episode, Max attempts to attract the attention of Jiffy, a girl in his school class. During one of his exploits, or adventures, he steals a sacred amulet, and he gives it to Jiffy as a gift, winning her affection. But unfortunately the amulet belonged to a cursed snake cult, so the cult comes after Jiffy. Max realizes he has put Jiffy's life in peril, so he and a few buddies of his come to the rescue. During the battle, he gets led into one of the ancient temples where King Venom is at. So a lot of stuff happens in this episode. Oh, and in the finale, Max has to deal with a giant snake. Yeah. Anyway, as for the closing of this set, you need to fold the chain up this way, and make sure it clicks onto the middle on the right side. As for the pharaoh, he goes back in his tomb. Scorpion's placed over here, just on this bumpy rock section with the hole. And Max stands right over here. You close a big section first, and then you close the snake tower. Yeah. One thing for sure is that the creators of this set really did their research, and their attention to details are very spot on. Especially on the internal structure, which is one of the best looking in the entire Doom Zone series. Or potentially you could say it is the best looking one. The art design is very spectacular. It's very nice to look at, detailed all the way to the smallest things. And not to mention those snakes, which says a lot about the external. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you on the next one.